Frank? Do I have alien jizz in my hair again?
Yeah, here's the video of him doing it to us, remember? I think he's overstayed his welcome, though. Welcome to the new worst game ever. I am tortured Broncos fan, Brandon Perna, and my team continues to find new ways to hurt me by playing the most unwatchable football every week. They are like a psychotic army general in charge of an unknown prison, and not only do they keep me prisoner, their only job is to think about new and creative ways to torture me. Now, before I recap what truly may have been the worst of all of these new worst games, I would like to thank Ravens fans. Really, you should be given an award. Maybe the Purple Heart for surviving a Broncos game. And you managed to beat my Russell Wilson-led Broncos with your backup QB, Tyler Huntley. And congrats, Baltimore, because you learned the only way to not blow a fourth quarter lead is to go into the fourth quarter without one. The Ravens win 10-9 on a mistake-riddled touchdown drive at the end of the game. They did indeed let the Broncos beat themselves. No, whatever. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and if you want to support me, check out my coffee company, BenchwarmerBrew.com. If you want to get a gift for someone for Christmas, we've got mugs, we've got great craft coffee. You got to get your orders in before December 11th so we can guarantee that it arrives there before Xmas. Look, I'm running out of metaphors, okay? But the Broncos defense is like a perfect set of big, beautiful breasts, nearly flawless. And the Broncos offense is like dental floss trying to support them during a marathon. The difference, nobody wants to watch the Broncos, and the dental floss will always break before the race is over. Now, this was the My Cleats, My Cause week in the NFL, and shout out to the Broncos defense, showing team unity during a time of strife with the Make It Stop cleats in reference to this season. They just want it to end. We had a real thriller in Baltimore, home of one of my favorite television shows, The Wire. If I were to compare the Broncos to a character from The Wire, they'd be, Avon Barksdale, or D'Angelo Barksdale, or Omar, or Slim Charles, or Marlo, or Cuddy, anyone who doesn't survive the season. Now, one of the easiest indicators to identifying a new worst game is the final score. 10-9. That should let you know right away that these two teams abstained from scoring, like Russell Wilson and Ciara before they tied the knot. Google also just reported an increase in searches for knot in Denver, followed by, is hanging yourself painful? Too dark? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go to the stats. The Ravens and the Broncos combined for exactly 2 red zone trips, both by the Ravens. Denver did not get into the red zone once. Why am I shocked? The Broncos defense held the Ravens to just 3 points for 55 minutes. They won the sack battle, sacking Lamar Jackson twice in the first quarter, the second of which would send him to the sideline for the rest of the game with a knee injury. Shout out to Deshaun Williams for his sack. It's not every day that you see a 300-pound defensive lineman chase down Lamar Jackson from behind. The only thing to sneak up on Lamar Jackson like that is indeed a shit. And that's the only time, by the way, I ever want to see Lamar Jackson leave a game early. Now, the Broncos continued and sacked quarterback Tyler Huntley twice in this game as well. They were great against the run, and Justin Simmons had 2 interceptions. The Broncos, 0 turnovers. That's right, 0 turnovers in a loss for the Broncos. One of Simmons' interceptions, though, prevented a touchdown and subsequently a field goal. So they win the turnover battle, the points battle, the yards battle, all of the battles for the first 55 minutes. And just like every week, they accomplished that while getting nothing from the Broncos offense. While the Broncos offense only produced 3 field goals from Brandon McManus. In fact, Baron Browning was responsible for a clutch sack in the fourth quarter to set up Denver for a chance to extend their lead from 9-3 to 12-3. Hell, Russell Wilson delivered a couple plays later with this 30-yard rip to tight end Greg Dulcich. Sadly, the Broncos offense hit its limit for good offensive plays on that pass to Dulcich, which is two per game. And even in Baltimore, there was no chance Russell Wilson could find Washington in this game. Montrell, Washington. Now don't be fooled, the Ravens offense was arguably worse until their final touchdown drive. Literally, their most exciting play of the game was this double reverse that ended in an interception for the Broncos. The Ravens' second most exciting play on offense was this tremendous catch by the beefy fullback Patrick Ricard for no gain, for 0 yards. What was Denver's best offensive play? Ask you. It was this screen pass that worked. A screen pass to Greg Dulcich that didn't result in a loss of yards. Was it short of the first down? Yeah. Did it only pick up 3 yards? Sure. But as a Broncos fan, that's a noticeable improvement. And after the Broncos started this game with a decent drive and a field goal, both offenses combined for 5 straight 3-and-outs. Denver committed to the run, which I liked. But when you don't have any dynamic running backs, that's a fool's errand. The longest run by a back in this game, 10 yards. Latavius Murray on 17 carries with a long of 7. 7! The only time I want to hear 7 and long in Broncos is if John Elway's on the fucking golf course. Thought I was going to go with a dick joke, didn't you? Nope. And in typical fashion, the Ravens' sole field goal in the first half was aided by a stupid Broncos penalty. This roughing flag on Jonathan Cooper gave the Ravens 15 free yards, enough for a chip shot field goal. This is a great example of what I hate about the NFL. Is this hit late? Yeah, unnecessary, definitely, but Huntley's a backup quarterback. There's no need to protect the backups. Come on, man. All backup QBs should be provided the same protection quarterbacks were offered in the 70s. So now that you have seen all of the good plays, let's put on the seatbelts. Check, make sure the airbags are working, and brace for impact on the Let's Ride season. Again, Russell Wilson can't find Washington, even though he is in Baltimore. That gave the Ravens the ball with like 5 minutes left in this game. The Swiss Army knife, Alex Singleton, who did have a great game, gets dinged here for a helmet-to-helmet hit. That play keeps the drive alive for Baltimore. They also converted a 4th and short with a tight end sneak, run by Mark Andrews. So, yeah, a tight end sneak, which is only acceptable on the football field. Never try to sneak one in a tight end. That's a penalty and bad form. A few plays later, Patrick Surtain, who was also playing a phenomenal game, gets flagged for pass interference. No arguing that call, it was indeed PI. Here's why it feels like God is torturing Broncos fans for fun, though. The Broncos had 4 penalties all game, a massive improvement from their weekly average, but 3 of those were by the defense, 2 on the final drive, and all 3 set up the Ravens for points. Even when they limit their mistakes, they're still too costly to overcome. Now, I do not blame the defense for the loss. No way, no way. They are the only reason the Broncos have not been just blown out every week this season. The defense is the life and the strength of this team. The game is within reach because of them every week, and yet when the game is on the line, they have allowed the opposing team to score in like 8 of their 9 losses, which the Ravens do with 28 seconds left in the game. Now, Russell Wilson actually gets Denver into Justin Tucker field goal range. A quick pass to Jerry Jeudy, followed by a big run from Russell Wilson, and then a very smart run by Russell Wilson to get out of bounds and make sure there was enough time on the clock for McManus to attempt a 63-yard game winner. McManus, the Gooch Slayer, hit from 50 and 52 earlier, but asking him to nail one from 63 in front of Justin Tucker would be like asking me to perform mind-blowing sex in front of male porn star Johnny Sins. This isn't a Vikings game, and I will only get performance and anxiety and let everybody down. The kick is short, and the Broncos make sure this Russell Wilson trade will go down as one of the worst in the history of the game. But not the worst one last offseason because Deshaun Watson still exists. So thanks for that, I guess. To make matters worse, Russell Wilson still has just 8 passing touchdowns this season, which means my least favorite meme, the Russell Wilson has more bathrooms in his house than touchdowns, will live another week. Weeks, if I'm being realistic. And now we must ask, how bad are the Broncos? How bad are they? The Denver Broncos are so bad that fans are trying to schedule their root canals and colonoscopies at the same time. Give us pain from both ends, doctor. At least we will maybe catch cancer early. The Broncos are so bad that, as a fan, I'm not even dreaming of the glory days of Peyton Manning. I'm dreaming of Peyton Manning in the Kansas City Chiefs game that got him benched as an improvement to this offense. The Broncos are so bad that when Justin Simmons got this interception, my first emotion was not joy. No, it was dread. Dread, because he fell down instead of returning it for a pick 6. And I knew the Broncos weren't going to score after that. The Broncos are so bad that they were 2 for 13 on 3rd down. There's no way to compete with a team like the Ravens, who were a whopping 3 for 13 on 3rd down. However, Baltimore was 3 for 3 on 4th down. The Broncos are so bad that if I sent this season as a script to Hollywood to be made into a movie, it would be rejected for not being believable enough and being too graphic to obtain anything less than an NC-17 rating. Kurt Warner said, I never thought I'd wish I was stocking grocery shelves again, but honestly, I close my eyes and think about that to escape Broncos games. The Broncos are so bad, I started watching the World Cup so I could see what scoring looks like. Russell Wilson completed 77% of his passes and didn't crack 200 yards. Russell Wilson had a passer rating of 102 without throwing a touchdown in a loss. You know what? That's not bad. That's just fucking impressive. The Broncos are so bad, Subway's changed the name of the Danger Witch to the Disappoint Witch. What's on the Disappoint Witch? Well, it's 2-day-old wheat bread with a slathering of seagull shit, sliced pig knees, and the kind of glue they make from dead horses. When Johnny Bolin, son of former team owner Pat Bolin, posted this to social media,
"We ride and we die together."
He was not having a drunken emotional breakdown. He was tapping into the ability to see into the future, something that can only be done in an altered state. And he was trying to warn us that the ride together would end in a fiery auto crash. He saw the equivalent of old Chris Farley grabbing the Let's Ride car and smashing it over and over and over again until we all ultimately joined Farley in the afterlife.
I can't stop! Help! Family screaming, "Oh my God, we're burning alive!"
Well, at least there with Chris, we'll have some humor instead of constant pain and letdown. Thanks for watching the new worst game ever. Please subscribe here to That's Good Sports. And holy shit, I just saw the Bengals beat the Chiefs. Yes, Cincy. Oh, something good did happen to Broncos fans. Come back tomorrow for the best and worst of all of NFL Sunday.